it's necessary to emphasize here that the reform that I've embarked upon since I took over in Nigeria has been very impactful. I can beat my chest for that. It was initially painful, but today the result is blossoming. It's getting clearer to the people. We have more money to the economy, no more corruption.
Why the need to lie? Does he think Brazilians don't know what is happening in Nigeria? We are living in the internet age, not in stone age. It's under this administration that we have seen the worst of corruption, especially in the judiciary. It was under this administration that a judge or judges had the audacity to claim that the bank account of someone was at fault, that it was the bank account that committed the crime, that the bank account committed money laundering on its own without the input of the owner. It was under this administration that a judge accepted that someone forged a certificate, but that the certificate wasn't needed for the election, so he let that person go, despite the fact that the law says that anyone that forges a certificate for any election, the person must be disqualified. Are we going to list the numerous cases of corruption under this administration? No need wasting time on that. Nigerians know this already. The question remains, why do they have a penchant for lying? Instead of always spreading narratives or lying about issues, especially issues that are under their control, like the corruption he talked about here, why not live the dream? Yes, instead of lying about it, do something about it so that you can as well say it and it will be reality. It will not be seen as a lie. Before coming to Brazil, Tinubu called on Nigerians living in diaspora to return home, that things are now better than it was before he came to power. He attended the 9th Tokyo International Conference for African Development. He made that call in this room. They posted this photo claiming that Tinubu spoke with Nigerians living in Japan in this small room. If you can identify his aides and all the people working for him in this photo, you will see that they make up more than 50% of the people sitting in this room. So what is happening? The few people here, are they the only Nigerians living in Japan? And on one hand, he's calling on Nigerians to return home. On the other hand, the person that lies on his behalf, Bayo Onanuga, the spokesman of Tinubu, posted this statement claiming that Japan created a new visa, a special visa for Nigerians wishing to work in Japan. He said, under this new partnership, announced on the sidelines of the 9th Tokyo International Conference for African Development, the Japanese government will create a special visa category for highly skilled, innovative and talented young Nigerians who want to move to Kizarazu to live and work. But in a quick reaction, the Japanese Foreign Ministry released a statement denying the claims of Tinubu's administration. In a statement they released, they said, under this program, JICA plans to promote exchanges between the 4 Japanese cities and the 4 African countries through various activities, including the organization of exchange events involving JICA overseas cooperation volunteers. On the other hand, there are no plans to take measures to promote the acceptance of immigrants or issue special visas for residents of African countries, and the series of reports and announcements concerning such measures are not true. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Japan will continue to make efforts to ensure that appropriate reporting and statements regarding this matter are carried out. What a disgrace! Just like their claims about Dubai visas and how quickly the Dubai authorities denied the statement. Also, remember when they claimed that Maersk Sealand was going to invest millions of dollars in Nigeria, they also quickly debunked the news. Why do they have a penchant for lying? Like they say, a leopard can never change its spots. The same Tinubu that has been talking about how he attended Chicago State University over the years since his political career, especially when he contested for Lagos State Governor in 1999, many people have taken him to the cleaners because of the lies. The legendary Gani Fawemi fought tooth and nail to make sure Tinubu was punished for all the lies, for lying under oath. The same Bayo Onanuga that is his chief liar today was among the journalists at the time that took Tinubu to the cleaners. He wrote terrible things about him at that time, but today he is his chief liar. So that opportunity arose for Tinubu to lay everything to rest, to prove to the world that he has always been right, that he never lied about his past. But when that opportunity arose, when Atiku Abubakar, his co-contestant in the 2023 presidential election, went to court in Chicago to retrieve his records in Chicago State University, do you know what Tinubu told the court? He told the court that releasing the documents will cause him irreparable harm in Nigeria. Can you imagine? Someone that has over the years been accused of lying about his certificates, the schools he attended, many issues about his history, an opportunity arose for him to shut everyone up forever. Instead of seizing that opportunity with his two hands to say, I have always been right, I told people I went to this school, blah blah blah. Instead, he started begging the court not to release the documents. So they feel they can lie their way in governance. No, governance is about performance. People need to experience what you are doing. You cannot be looking them in the face and lying to them that you are doing this when they cannot see what you are doing. It doesn't make any sense. And by the way, it is actually very simple to develop a country with little effort. If you focus on only SMEs like many other countries did it in the past, all the developed countries you see, their development was by their own people through SMEs. You see brothers teaming up, two brothers alone working in a warehouse. In these countries, millions of SMEs continue to be the bedrock of their development. Look at China. They even legalized copying others, that's stealing the technology of others in order to develop their own country. Foreign investors that come to invest in China to take advantage of the cheap labor, although the Chinese labor market is no longer that cheap today, but back in the day when they were still developing, many Western countries invested in China to take advantage of that. So they made a law that mandates all foreign investors to share their technology with locals. That was how China developed, because all foreign investors were forced to share their technology. You can't hide it while operating in China. And once they share that technology, before you know it, down the road, another company has opened and started manufacturing the same thing, the same product you are manufacturing. The difference now is that yours has a name, maybe a brand name that is known worldwide. But down the street, a Chinese company is manufacturing exactly the same thing. He didn't steal it. The Chinese law forced the owner of the brand to share that technology with a local. And that local will run the big brand out of business. Yes, developing a country is not going outside to invite foreign investors to come and enslave your people. No. While developing, you need to put your people in sectors where they will progress, where they will be prosperous. Yes, you don't hand over your economy or your country to foreigners in the name of development. Who does that? Look at other Asian countries. Go there, you will see that 80 or 90% of their people are in charge, are in the sectors that matter in their economy. But here they feel that Nigerians should be workers, like robots, who will be enslaved by foreigners. You see all sorts of companies investing here, especially Indians and some Chinese. They pay Nigerians peanuts every month. Is that called development? No. You have to start by SMEs. Make sure they get their raw materials locally, except it's not available. And the ones that SMEs can't manufacture or produce, you invite a big company to come and set it up. Maybe a mining company that will mine the raw materials they need. All the stages of processing, you make sure Nigerians are in charge of them. They can also set up tailoring clusters around major markets in Nigeria, where merchants can go to these clusters and place orders for t-shirts, ladies' wears, jeans, and the works. And what is their raw material? Fabrics. Who will manufacture these fabrics? You now talk about textile companies. What are their raw materials? Cotton. You are now going back to agriculture because you farm cotton. What are they doing about all the farmers that have been prevented from going back to their farms by marauding terrorists? You are now talking about going back to the basics. Providing security, making sure security challenges no longer exist. Solving insecurity is not about daily wins. They will announce that they bombarded a terrorist hideout and they will celebrate it in the news. Tomorrow you hear another blast somewhere, like what happened in Katsina State recently. They surrounded a mosque and massacred people. So insecurity is not something you say, we want today, let's celebrate. No, it has to be permanent so that you can remove that stigma from people, because a lot of people are stigmatized. People that have witnessed this terrorism, They are stigmatized about it. People need to wear off that stigma, and at a time they will even forget that terrorism used to happen in many cities across Nigeria. So a time must come when people will no longer be afraid of going anywhere they want. They can board a bus, even at night, travel to wherever they want and return without the fear of being kidnapped or being shot on their way. And this will definitely lead to a boom in the economy because nightlife will come back. You will see businesses open till even midnight like it happens abroad. Yes, you don't know how much the economy loses every day. The mere fact that people close by 6 p.m. or 5 p.m. in some cases, they are missing a lot. If there is security, if there is 24-hour power supply, businesses will be running till midnight like it happens elsewhere. So these are the basics. If they don't solve the basics, there's no need deceiving themselves because the Nigerians are not deceived. There's no need lying about every issue. Instead, focus on the real job. Focus on delivering the goods. But is there any good thing that is going to come out of this administration? Absolutely not, because their foundation is rotten. Their foundation is like a quicksand, and with that kind of foundation, they are only heading to collapse. Thanks for watching.